Hello, everyone. On December the 1st, we are going to have a very, very special new moon, Sagittarius new moon. All new moons are about new beginnings. And at this particular space-time moment, we are running towards the winter solstice. So the days are becoming shorter, darker. It's becoming colder. We already had a bite of this winter because we had almost a foot of snow here in Hungary. And at the same time, this new moon is on December the 1st, so it is a start. It has a starting energy. Number one is the number for the magician in the tarot, and also in Pythagorean numerology. It is the sun's energy. It is something, the ruler, whatever you want to do, you can start. So it's a double initiation. And this particular new moon is on Antares, one of the royal stars of Persia. By the way, it is also the heart of the Celestial Scorpion, and it is a very special star for many reasons. As a royal star of Persia, it is the watcher of the West, and it brings you success and fame and everything you wish for and luck. But you need to avoid obsession, obsessive behavior, and also black magic. And Antares is also at the crossroads of the Milky Way and the ecliptic. So actually, it's one of those stars where the human and the divine are working together. And this is at the moment on the new moon. And if you see anything like that, hold on one second, let me share the Sagittarius New Moon article that I wrote. Actually, as you can see here, it is in the first house. We have a Scorpio rising. So Pluto is the chart ruler. This is not what I wanted to show you. Hold on. This is first the chart itself. So it will become exact on December the 1st at 6:21 a.m. London time. And as you can see, we have a number of conjunctions in this chart. As I said, the chart has the Scorpio rising, and so Pluto is the chart ruler. Pluto, which has just moved into Aquarius and coming up to an exact trine with Sedna, creation through dissection. Now, the London chart is very powerful because the sun moon is in the first house, but at the same time, it has two varying features. One is Uranus on the descendant. And if you listen to your not very bright, but at the same time, very, very globalist and very dishonest Prime Minister, Mr. Starmer, I hope I'm pronouncing his name. It's no use learning all these names because by the time I learn a new prime minister name, you are disposing him and or her. Of course, Liz Truss was the very best example of this. But at the same time, it doesn't. I mean, he should behave like a labor leader. Instead, he's just another globalist. And he's speaking about entering the war, entering the Ukrainian war. Please show me the English soldier who is willing to die or become mutilated for Russia or for Ukraine. Show me one. Okay, raise your hands. I don't think that this is plausible. First of all, they no longer have enough weapons. With this woke idiocy where they teach boys not to be boys, not to be men, and toxic masculinity is completely shunned and despised. I really am wondering who is going to fight in an army. I don't think you have this manpower. The other worrying feature in the London chart is, of course, the Saturn IC conjunction. If you look around, because of the Ukrainian war and because of the really idiotic and very dishonest and evil decisions of the democratic government still in power in the United States, they are making it even less and less easy. I mean, more and more difficult. Let's put it this way: to get energy, to get oil and gas, natural gas, and gas prices are going to skyrocket. And even now, we are unable to pay for it, most of us. What is going to happen? This again is a weapon. Is the way to make people poorer. And really, if you want equality, and if you are all for equity, again, this beautiful, beautiful notion of becoming equal, everyone needs to become equal. Okay, there's only one way to, actually two ways to make everyone equal. Number one, if they kill us off and we are becoming equal in death. Or number two, when they impoverish us completely and take away all our resources and our personal property. Those are the two factors that can put you in an equal way with someone else. At the same time, we do have some saving grace. As you can see, there is a Vesta Black Moon Lilith conjunction, so you can focus on Lilith. In this case, the Black Moon Lilith talks about, or is about, how you can actually act because you know what to do. So it's knowledge, courage, stamina, and clairvoyance together. And Vesta is the focusing principle. So that's beautiful. There's also a Juno Astrea conjunction, so we can still behind the curtain, 12th house, somehow change our alliances or break old embedded karma around alliances and also pacts and also in marriage contracts. Here's the sun moon, the heroes, Gamos, the sacred marriage. And the Pallas Athena Lilith conjunction is still very strong. It is still going to be there. Actually, it's in the January 1st chart. And Pluto is coming up, actually, Ceres is coming up to a conjunction with Pluto, and Venus will be conjunct the three of them quite soon, in a couple of days, which are hopefully are going to. I don't really have too much time nowadays. I do my best to do the videos in Hungarian, and I don't always have the time to do it in English. This takes a lot of time to select the charts, to make the drawings, to type them up, and then to record it. That's about, well, usually 3 to 4 hours. Okay. Now, when I do it in English and both in English and in Hungarian, it's going to be 6 hours. That's the problem. So I'd rather do it first in Hungarian and just whenever I have time and wherever it's really important, that is when I will publish the English version. You can write to me in the comments section if you want more videos, and I will do my best. But at the moment, I'm very, very overworked, and I don't really have the time and energy to do it all the time. So here's Antares, the royal star of Persia, the watcher of the West, and it's also a pillar of the Milky Way. So it's a very prominent star. It's one of the most prominent stars and a very bright star as well. And usually when we look at the Scorpio, the constellation Scorpio, what most astrologers work with is Graphias, which links the tail with the body of the celestial Scorpion. And this is a star that is linked to, well, linkages, really. So it links the instinctive with the bodily functions. Antares, of course, is the heart of the celestial Scorpion, and usually Oculos and Acumen, two nebulae above the sting of the Scorpio. So that's the venom coming out of the Scorpio. Those are also prominent, and we work with them in karmic astrology as well. And here you can see Antares. This is the celestial equator, so this is 0 degrees. One of these portions is 10 degrees. So at the moment, the moon is really at the declinational position of Antares. Here you can see this is the tiny dot is Antares. So actually, anything can be really conjunct Antares. If it is out of bounds, the moon is out of bounds at the moment, about 27, 28 degrees to the south. And the sun is on the ecliptic, of course. So actually, this is the sun-moon conjunction in the longitude, but not in the declinations. At the same time, this is like an eclipse because the moon is really eclipsing Antares as it is being conjunct with it. Let's take a look at a very interesting complex planetary picture. And this is actually, there is a mini engine with the sun, moon, squaring Saturn, and also kind of the midheaven. But in my taste is much stricter. So actually, when it's more than 4 degrees or 5 degrees, then I usually don't treat it as a square. Definitely not a T square. If this was like maybe 12 degrees, I would allow it, but at the moment, this is only the Sun, Moon, Saturn square. Sun, Saturn is about restricted life force, and Moon, Saturn square is about depression. So that's what we have, but it is luckily dissolved by the Juno-Astrea conjunction. This is a water trine with Saturn. So actually, this is a mini engine with a trine, a semisextile, and a square. And this is a mutable square, so we can let go of this tension that has been accumulated ever since the very dishonest and an evil democratic government in the United States gave permission for the Ukrainians to use long-range weapons. This war is a proxy war. It is between Russia and the United States. And again, it is on the blood of the Ukrainians. How long is it going to take? How long? How many people need to die? How many families need to be ruined? How do they think that this can go on? It's ridiculous. This should stop. And of course, Trump promised to stop it. And of course, that is what the big global corporations like BlackRock, and all kinds of others who invested heavily in Ukraine. And of course, the Biden family invested heavily in Ukraine. They are fighting for their own properties, okay? And that is why the Ukrainians are dying. It's totally dishonest and disgusting. So here's the Queen de Chile arrow, actually two Queen de Chile arrow, which are linked together, and they form a so-called obsessive platform. What is a platform? Where you can step on top, so it's like a soapbox in Hyde Park, and you can tell what you want to say. You can give your thoughts to the audience, whoever is willing to listen. And in this particular platform, the sides are for a platform. The sides are always made up by semisextiles, so it's easy to step up on them. The base is one of the Queen de Chiles, and this is the Uranus, Juno, Astrea, Queen de Chile. So we change our alliances, of course, secretly in the 12th house, because we need to break karma. We need to change the destiny. So that's very powerful. The inside has another two Queen de Chiles. One is quite fascinating because the Aries Hygeia conjunction is really showing us that we are at a crossroads. We could demolish the earth. And let me ask you something. I mean, I hear these celebrities who have all kinds of bunkers, okay, atomic bunkers. They can go down and they can live there. For how long? Okay, how long are you willing to live in a bunker below the earth? How long are you willing to eat canned food? You won't have a doctor, you won't have medication, you won't have fresh air, you won't have the sunlight. How long is it going to take you? For a day, a week? But if it's an atomic bomb, it's not going to go away in 30, 40 years. Look at Chernobyl. It's still radiating. So the whole thing is so ridiculously idiotic and dishonest. So that's the Hygeia Aries conjunction. Aries means drastically altered outward circumstances, and Hygeia means put things in order, create a sacred space. And that is the dilemma. And the Juno Astrea as well, change your alliances, change your contracts. And the top is again the Uranus Queen de Chile to the new moon is about we need to change. We need to change stuff. We need to have a new energy coming in. And the Sesqui quadrate between the new moon and the Aries Hygeia conjunction is in fire signs. So actually it is like an energized trine. It's a trine energy. And the Sesqui quadrate gives you the drive. And this is the top of the platform. So again, it suggests we need to talk about what is happening. We need to discuss it. We need to see behind the official narrative that legacy media wants us to believe. And we need to be very honest about it. And we need to change things, transform things. That's what it is about. And here are the transcendental celestial objects. Again, very revealing. Again, the color code. Asteroids are magenta or lilac or purple. They represent personal karmic levels. Blue ones are TNOs or centaurs, karmic wounds, and what we can do about them. And the red ones are fixed stars. They are not in the solar, not within the solar system. So they're not the human level, they are the universal level. They are out there and represent universal energies, knowledge, and healing properties and potentials. On the sun moon, you have Urania, one of the muses, and also the starry sky, Socrates, a philosopher, and Antares, of course, which is Alpha Scorpius. On Saturn, you have Aurora and Ambrosia. Aurora is the dawn, the new energy coming in every morning. And Ambrosia is the food of the gods. So again, in these two asteroids, you have the same double impact as in the Aries Hygeia conjunction. Are we going to destroy everything and live on Ambrosia, or are we willing to have a new aurora, a new dawn, a new and incoming energy? What are we going to do with ourselves? On Uranus, you have Babel, and Babel, of course, is the Babylonian tower, the Babel Tower, which the people were building to talk to God directly, and of course, God laughed and destroyed the whole thing, and that is when we started to speak in different languages. So this is when the misunderstanding between people started, and it is bloody well time that we do something about it, and we learn each other's language, and we learned to deal with stuff, change the way we communicate. Lempo is one of the TNOs that are creation TNOs, and this is the creator god of the Finnish people, who then turned into a demon and monster when Roman Christian Catholic times changed the old gods into god monsters. And this happens all the time when there is a regime change or an era change. All of a sudden, the old gods become demonized. And Capulus, it's interesting because Uranus used to be in the last couple of weeks on Algol, and this time it is on another Perso star, which is actually a nebula. So it's 33 HBI Perseus, and it's the tip of the sword, or the sword of Perseus. So it's a very masculine star. So Capulus and Algol are two mystery schools. One is feminine, Algol, and the other one is masculine. And now retrograde Uranus reached the masculine star, so the masculine healing bird. And on Juno, Astrea, the conjunction, we have next the night. You have night, the black night, and yes, we are running to the longest night in the year. And aurora, but you also have aurora, dawn, coming to creating a new world, creating a new energy. Things, secrets, and don't forget that the Juno Astrea conjunction is in the 12th house. So there are secrets we don't know about, but there's also veritas. So these secrets might come into light, or at least we can learn about them. Memphis, the seat of power in the Egyptian times, and Elatus, which is a centaur, which is about how your ego and your creativity is being developed and manifested. But it is also, it's a very funny TNO, it's a true centaur, because it is linked to the feeling that, okay, I can do whatever I want because I have luck, because I can speed, I won't have a ticket, I won't have an accident. So I'm always lucky, and I can stretch the potentials in my life. And then all of a sudden, you have you are unlucky, you have a mishap, and then you may even die. So it's a very funny TNO, actually not a TNO, it's a true centaur. So that's the new moon. And new moons are always about new beginnings. You can do a little ritual. So this is right before sunrise in the small hours, but not too early, hopefully not even for you English. So you can actually make a ceremony to have a completely new energy coming into your life. And on Antares, which is linking the divine with the human. So you can start something, you can initiate something, use it well, and happy new moon. And thank you for listening. Bye-bye.